Hi friends, today we are finishing up our putting shapes together lesson, and we are going to be looking at what shapes we can see out of the shapes we put together. So it says, what shapes do you see shaded purple here? So if you look at this one, you can see lots of different shapes, right? You can see a triangle, you can see a rectangle, but we're wondering about the one that's shaded, so the one that's purple. And that shape is a square. Now, if we look over here in this rectangle, we can see that just a triangle is shaded. So let's take a look here. The whole thing is shaded, which means rectangle. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to tell you what page you're on. We are on page 809 if you were looking for that. Use these shapes to make a triangle. Draw lines and color to show how. This is really tricky. So how could you put these two shapes together to make one big, use a color, triangle? So if I made one big triangle, how could I fit those two shapes inside here? I want you to take a moment and think about that. How could I fit those two shapes inside this big triangle? And then press play when you think you've got it. All right, here is the correct answer. So you could put the green triangle up top. You just turn it, and you can put the red trapezoid on the bottom, and you would also turn that one. And putting those two together would make a bigger triangle. On this one, circle the shape you can make if you put these two shapes together. So which one of these could you make by putting these two shapes together? Tricky. Number 3, draw lines and color to show two different ways to make this shape with pattern blocks. So how could you make this shape with pattern blocks? One way might be you just use two hexagons. See this hexagon? There's one. There's another hexagon. On this one, or if you want to come up with this one too, I want you to think about how else could you split this shape into other shapes? Or what other shapes could you use to make this shape? Thinking about triangles, rhombuses, trapezoids. There's so many different ways. Give you a hint on another one. A bunch of trapezoids. All right, so I want you to do that on your own. Think of your own. Number 4, which shows a square made with two rectangles. So if we want a square, then we want to look at the outside of the shape. Let's take a look at the outside of the shape. Which one of these show a square? This one shows a square because all the equal sides. This one has two long sides, which means it's a rectangle. And then the other clue was which shows a square. This one shows a square made with two rectangles. Can you see two rectangles pushed together to make this square? Yeah, so it would be this one. And then number 5, if you have some squares that are the same size at home that you could put together and try number 5, you can, but a lot of you probably won't, so I'm going to go ahead and skip this one. And you are all done as long as you finished all of your Apply It problems today. And again, I want you to practice. When you see shapes, build, put them together, see what you can make with using other shapes.